Justin, we got you, we got Max. Al Green's not here yet.
Only VIP up here.
Brought Dad in to see you.
Al Green. We got Dr. Allen.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
Thank y'all for being here.
It's almost time.
Right down beside.
Hey. I am so excited, y'all. Hey.
Right here with
Jefferson. Only VIP y'all can sit up under here under the podium.
Hello, sir.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I was texting my staff this morning saying with climate change, we're going to have to start all our openings outdoors in the summer at 8 a.m. Now, I don't know about you, but I was pretty excited anyway. I was excited. I know we got our congressman here. Just have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. Have a seat. We're going to all be here. And you know what? When that sun comes from behind those clouds, you can do all the talking that you want. I couldn't sleep because somebody sent me a picture of the front page of the Houston Chronicle today. Save it, save it. It'll be a reminder to protect this park, Congressman. I want to thank all of you all for being here, and I think the appropriate way to welcome you is to have a moment of prayer from a neighborhood minister. I knew Max Miller before he was presiding over Mount Horeb Church. I always tell a joke because his uncle was my barber, and I'm so glad he turned to the Lord full time. That's an inside joke, I'm sure you caught it. But I'm just so proud. He's like a brother to me. I'm a little older, but he's done such a great job. He organized a group of pastors to come out on a hot day. It was in the spring. It should have been cooler, but it was a hot day. He even got Scarface to show up, to walk around this park before it was completed. Some of the muralists were here still painting, and he did that because he knows this is a precious piece of land that we should all protect. So would you please welcome Pastor Max Miller.
Let us bow. God our Father, how great thou art, how precious is thy name. Lord, we're here today, first of all, to tell you thank you. Not just thanking you for waking us up, but Lord, thanking you for this beautiful scene. We thank you for this grand opening of Hill at Sims. And then we thank you for shining down on us to be able to have such a venue such as this. God, we thank you for our commissioner, for this vision that is not a nightmare but a reality. We thank you for such a neighborhood and community such as this that we ask you, Master, to continue to bless Commissioner Ellis. To all of these elected officials, Master, that made this possible, and those that are here with us, we thank you for them. That many times they get a bad rap, but today we're standing with them for something they've done good. And now, Lord, we are part of history. And we thank you for allowing us to be a part. Now, God, let this day go unhinged. Let it be all that you would like it to be, that we will have fun with no incident, that we'll be so happy to give you the glory, the honor, and the praise, that these that are able to walk, these that are able to, they'll know what a beautiful sight this really is. But then most of all, Master, thank you for your darling son, Jesus. Because if it had not been for him, none of us would be here right now. But because he lives, not only can we face tomorrow, but we can face today. We ask you to hear these scattered remarks of this prayer. Not in my name is not important enough. Not in the church's name, she's not large enough. But in the only name that really matters. In the magnanimous, masterful, majestic name of Jesus, we ask this prayer while we enjoy ourselves today. And for his name's sake, amen.
Amen. Well said. Thank you, Pastor. This is a very special day. It's going to be a short program because we have some programming that's going to start already in this park today. There'll be a walk, and so be courteous as people walking by. There'll be a bike ride, but we did want to officially do a ribbon cutting for this program today. So after I just give a few brief comments, then I'm going to bring up Justin Schultz, and then I want to, you're going to make me use it. I want them all to hold us. Yeah, here. Okay, all we got. You sure? Yeah, we can run it forward. I know, right? That's smoky coming. So this is a 100-acre detention basin. You probably read the news accounts. It's about a $30 million investment in Sunnyside. This hill is 50-ish. This hill is 50-ish. I saw one account that said 60. I went into Chat GPT last night. Somebody ought to measure it. I think it's whether you measure it from here up or from skyline of Houston. So on a clear day, what you're going to have today, a little hot when you get up there, you can see the refineries that a good part of our economy was built on for a long time. You can see the medical center, which is the largest employer in our region now. You can see downtown. You can see the Galleria here. Dear friend with the City of Houston Parks Director, Kenneth, give him a warm round of applause. Talking to me, we're in negotiations with his office and the mayor's office on a number of issues to try to help to bring in the park across the street as a part of this. This is 100 acres. Another 200 acres that is also flood control land, detention basin land right behind us. And then the Kinder Foundation was kind enough to buy about 50-ish acres right next to the KIPP school behind the two churches. So in total, it'll be about 350 or so acres. We don't have the money to develop all of them now, but it may come. This is an experiment in many ways. A major investment, a detention basin, land that was abandoned. Some people used it, we had put a fence around it. Some people using it for some unsavory activities, illegal dumping. They told me there's a car in the bottom of one of these basins somewhere, and we're looking at whether it makes sense to take it out or leave it alone. Will it be more of an environmental issue if we take it out? Or parks, how to fish. There are features that are coming. I think they're going to start painting on the steps, the L. Drury Stearns scramble going up the hill. There'll be a Maya Angelou quote there. We have 3 fountains that are going to be put in. I'm not sure when. I checked on it yesterday. Flood control is working on it. We have to go through a number of processes to figure out and see what the total cost is. And there are about 11-ish sculptures coming. I say 11-ish because one of them might have about 8 pieces to it. It's a lotus that you walk around and reflect, look at yourself. There are a couple of ferries. It'll be very interesting. All of those will probably be in August. And then you have the traditional activities, the swimming pool across the street, a basketball court across the street, a baseball field across the street. And when we do the second phase, which we work with the Parks Board on, there'll be a number of other traditional amenities. And with that other 50 acres, we'll figure it out as we go. I want to stress to you that the name of everything here is very intentional. We got input from a lot of people. We'll put signs up eventually, but we needed to open the park because we were coming in anyway. And so we wanted to finally get this done. But Google the people. I'll just tell you one. Lulabelle Madison White was the first female head of the NAACP in the early 50s and in the 40s. She found Heman Sweat. Heman Sweat was the person that was used for the lawsuit that integrated the University of Texas. So we were very intentional on what we did. But you Google them. Howard Jefferson, I'm not going to call them all out, but there's a Howard Jefferson trail up there. I called, there you are, leader of the NAACP. I called Zena Garrison this morning. She didn't answer the phone. We did have to get permission. I thought I saw you there. You there, Zena's family? So I called Zena this morning. There is a Zena Garrison nature trail. If you're a big fan of the outdoors and hiking, there's a Glenn Miller trail. So we were very intentional in what we did with a lot of things in this park. This neighborhood is deeply personal to me because I grew up at 5218 Carmen Street. And my sister, Dr. Melody Ellis, who was the first African-American female to be president of the school board, still lives in the house that we grew up in. I care about this neighborhood. It is a regional park, but it has been 50 years since an investment of this size has been put in a park in Sunnyside. So that really is a big deal. For too long, communities like this one were expected to go without the kind of green space that other neighborhoods take for granted. The Hill at Sims is a landmark $30 million investment in this community, and it's fulfilling a promise that was made to people when this community was developed. It was developed by Councilman Harry Holmes. His son is a dear friend of mine. You should Google the history of Sunnyside. Every community deserves beautiful parks, safe places to gather, and it means a lot to have trails, to have nature, to have water. You're going to be amazed at the wildlife you're going to see coming into this neighborhood. Melody, I'll tell us a little line. I was joking with Justin the other day. My dad was a yard man in Sunnyside. He had a little tool and bicycle repair shop in the backyard. Our mother was an orderly and also a maid. So I asked my dad once when we finished the yard, mowing the yard in a neighborhood like the one I live in now, I said, Daddy, how come I don't see any squirrels in Sunnyside? And he said, well, we ate them. Now I hope he was not telling the truth. And then maybe about the next summer I said, Daddy, how come I don't see any rabbits in Sunnyside? He said, didn't you eat that stew last week? Now I hope my daddy was lying to me. Melody, please tell me we didn't eat bunny. We did not eat bunny. But you're gonna be amazed at the changes that are gonna come from having a nature park. It's not a traditional park. You can walk, you can run, you can go to the top of the hill, you can do your exercise, but this is a place for you to reflect. And the real draw for me was that hill. I discovered it with some cycling buddies. There was no Bayou Greenways. It was really tough to get up there, and all kinds of awful things were laying around to get to the top of that hill. I was in the state senate then, exhausted. We get to the top, and I said, now where is this? Because we're flat in Houston. So a buddy of mine, Michael Skelly, who might be here, said, we're in Sunnyside. I said, no. You probably don't know it. I'm from Sunnyside. If this was in Sunnyside, I would know it. He said, no, we are in Sunnyside. So when we were trying to decide where we would do another park, regional park, that was attraction. From the top of that hill, No matter what your zip code is, what you look like, where you're from. When you look at that skyline, if you're rich, if you're poor, if you're still trapped in poverty, you look across that vista and think beyond the circumstances in your household. And know that you too can be a part of one of the greatest cities in the world. So this park was built for you with your input, so I want to encourage you to take advantage of it and to respect it. Now I want to bring up to make a few brief remarks. A great partner in this process. There's no way we could have gotten this done. I know a lot of things. There are a lot of things I learned at Worthing, Woodson right down the street, and Grimes Elementary School, TSU, UT. Oh, doing a park wasn't on the list. So I decided we'd get somebody who does it on a regular basis to help us. And they brought in a lot of good partners, the Brown Foundation in particular, which he will talk about. We had support from our congressional leader, who I'm going to introduce later, from the state, and I'll introduce the key to that a bit later. But Texas Park Wildlife Department, the Hildebrand Foundation, I want to encourage you to just walk around and notice everything here. Before I bring him up, I would neglect it. I'd be wrong if I didn't recognize my staff. I was bugging somebody this morning. I know one of them will say, why in the hell would this man send me a text at 7 o'clock saying we should have started at 8 o'clock, it's hot. But my staff members really do an incredible job of working for you. Give them all a round of applause, all of them. Megan in particular, just wait. Megan was the lead on this project. She had a great team. Give Megan a warm round of applause. There are a number of elected officials here. I just looked at Chris Hollins, made me think about it. All of you, we are a partnership. The council members, other than the two who are going to speak, all of our elected officials, would you please stand and give them a warm round of applause? All of them, the council members, constables, Councilmember Shabazz, everybody, thank you all for being here. We're going to walk with you. You get to talk to us, ask whatever you want to ask, but you better make it brief because it's going to be hot. Let me bring up Justin Schultz, the CEO of the Houston Parks Board, who's just
Harris County Flood Control District property. This is a detention basin, a series of detention basins. What do detention basins do? They protect you and your homes and your businesses from flooding when we have events that we know we're going to have. I'm Justin Schultz. I'm the president and CEO of the Houston Parks Board. We are a nonprofit that works with communities all around from the Houston region to expand, improve, and protect parks and flood control. For you, we were able to take, we've been doing this for 50 years. We're honored to work on this project and many others into a community with Commissioner Ellis, a new park. We work with that takes creativity. We work in every community from Sunnyside, all of you, Sharpstown, can derive acres from being outside, y'all to Gulfcrest. If you're sitting anywhere all the time, that being outside, people need parks and green space. It makes you feel good. And one of the things that's really special about it is today and about this park resilience is this is a new city and as a community. If y'all like me grew up in Houston, this park did not get built overnight. We build things with concrete. We don't really think very often about the need to keep and others have been working on this for our enjoyment, for our recreation, for our health. That's how long it takes. So the idea that we could build a brand new project, any project that we build in Houston, in the middle of Sunnyside, is something that I don't want people to overlook. What you want, and that is rare, and it only happens. That's for y'all to tell us. We are the facilitators to take your aspirations, your dreams, and I want to talk just a little bit about all three of those. So, and be really proud. The commissioner mentioned $1 million investment. This was here in Sunnyside. You know what can hear about investments of that scale in neighborhoods like this? You hear about it at Herman Park. You hear about it at Memorial Park, and you hear about it at Discovery Green. And don't get me wrong, those parks are amazing, and I hope y'all go and enjoy them. But this is a park in Sunnyside. And to invest $30 million, that is the commissioner, that is Houston Parks Board, and that is the philanthropic community saying, y'all matter as much as any other community in the city. And I don't want y'all to overlook that. That happens with leadership. I've talked about Commissioner Ellis a lot. Y'all, I have worked for a long time. I've worked with lots of different elected officials. Commissioner Ellis is the real deal. How many elected officials have you seen in spandex biking through a park? I'm not gonna do that. Commissioner Ellis does it, and he does it when no one's around, when no one is watching, because he has a passion for parks and open space, for connecting communities all across Harris County, and y'all should thank your lucky stars that Commissioner Ellis represents y'all and represents this community, because he made this happen. It also doesn't happen without the amazing philanthropic support we have in Houston. Y'all may not know this. Houston ranks one of the top philanthropic communities in the country. Whether it's the Kinder Foundation, the Brown Foundation, the Hildebrand Foundation, Wortham, Houston Endowment, Elkins, Cullen, the list goes on and on. They help to fill the gap where the city and the county just doesn't have the funding to get all the way there. And so this park is a reality because of $7.5 million from the Brown Foundation. I also would be incredibly remiss if I didn't talk about our state and our federal elected officials. Dr. Allen has been an incredible supporter of this community. She helped to bring in the funding for an amazing bridge that is over there that I hope you'll all go and see. Congressman Green helped to deliver important funds to allow this park and the trail that you may have seen right outside of this park to get created. That doesn't happen just because. It happens because people in elected office care about you and care about their communities, and that's really important. And we need to acknowledge and thank them repeatedly for those efforts. They're members of our Houston City Council, our controller, our county judge. All of these people, and Houston Parks Board, we all work for you. We're not doing this for ourselves. I didn't want to come out and just get all hot and sweaty this morning for me. I'm doing it for y'all. So thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. And the last person I want to thank, I joined Houston Parks Board about 4 years ago. When I joined, I was lucky enough to have a boss and a mentor in Beth White, who is right over there, who led this organization for 10 years. And she was the one who got this project with Commissioner Ellis off the ground. And I thank her every day for what she taught me. And there's a beautiful Beth White overlook over there that I hope that y'all will go and see. And sorry, I have one more person to thank. Y'all know nothing happens without moms. Nothing. I am so lucky to have my mother in my life, to be able to call her, complain about things, celebrate things. And my mom, stand up, Mom. My mom came out this morning. Mom, I love you, thank you. I wouldn't do anything if it wasn't for what you taught me, so thank you.
Thank you so much, Justin. And Justin, I plug again for the philanthropic support because we need it again to do the other two phases of this park. It is so important. I'm gonna change the program a little bit, if I might, because I'm just so glad that my county judge is here. I was in Washington on yesterday and folk were asking me about her. So if I might, Judge, is that all right? I know you're always good off the cuff. I want to bring up the CEO of Harris County, Judge Lena Hidalgo.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I was telling Commissioner, I almost got teary-eyed walking up here. It's so wonderful. It's one thing, good morning, Judge. I know there's other wonderful community leaders here, but you know, it's one thing to have the park, and I don't know if you guys have had a chance to go to the pavilion, but it's just world class. I see someone nodding. You just won't believe it till you see it. But anyway, it's one thing to have this green infrastructure. It's another thing to have the people enjoying the green infrastructure. And so just to see so many people out here I mean, I promise they're not paid actors. And it's so special, and that's why we do it. And Commissioner, I know that, you know, everybody mentions you. We tend to do that when somebody hosts an event, but we all know that you are literally changing the face of our county for the better. So you guys, when Commissioner first showed me this place, we went up to the pavilion, and there was a woman here. Did you already tell the story? Okay. I was just, anyway, I came a couple minutes after they started. So anyway, there was a woman there sitting, enjoying, and you know, it wasn't open yet, so we were kind of like, you know, what you doing here? And so turns out she was in from a European country, can't remember which one, and she somehow had found this place. And she was just coming here every day to the pavilion. So that's why I say world class. I'm not just picking a word. You'll see just how incredible it is. So anyway, I think the way we honor this is by visiting, by respecting that space, instilling that, continuing to instill that in the community, and then continuing to fight each of us in our own way for dignity for every community. I'm just so incredibly proud of this. So thank you to all our partners, every community leader here, that really all of us have worked to make this possible, and everybody in Harris County that contributed to this. I'm going to repeat really briefly in Spanish, and then I'll pass it back to you, Commissioner. Buenos días a todos. Estoy muy orgullosa de estar aquí. Es un proyecto realmente hermoso y un proyecto que representa lo más hermoso de este país, de esta ciudad, de este condado. Cuando vean el pabellón arriba se darán cuenta que es un proyecto de nivel internacional. De hecho, hace unos meses, cuando se estaba construyendo todavía este proyecto, fuimos a conocer el pabellón y había una señora, bueno, esto estaba cerrado, fuimos a hablar con ella a ver por qué estaba ahí, y resultó ser una turista de Europa que había descubierto el pabellón, estaba yendo todos los días y no podía creer lo hermoso. Es un tesoro para la comunidad, es un proyecto comunitario, ya vemos a la gente aprovechando este tesoro tan hermoso, y de verdad que hasta me da emoción. Quiero agradecerle a tanta gente que fue parte de este proyecto y pues honrar lo que es esto al participar, venir, aprovechar y también inculcar en nuestra comunidad ese respeto y esa dignidad. And so I'll just, will you be doing like weddings up there? Yeah, just, you know, you can see the skyline, you can see the sunset, you can even see the refineries. It's something else. So, you know, if I get married again. Anyway, thank you, Commissioner, and thank you all so much.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge Hidalgo. And I can tell you from first-hand experience, the second time around is even better, Lena. I mentioned earlier I was very intentional about the naming out here. I saw Anthony Hall show up. Anthony Hall was the first African American to represent District D. And Anthony came to see me one day because Franco had given his family a long-term lease on some land next door in this land. And, you know, I said, Anthony, I got to. I said, man, we're going to turn, I'm going to spend a fortune on this park. I think we scrambled up 10 million. We got up to 20 on our side, and then all this philanthropic money, state and federal money came in. But Anthony gave me one of those looks like he gave me whenever he was mad at me on city council. So I called him up and I said, Anthony, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to name something after you in this park. So make sure you walk all the way around, because I'm going to bring him out here and we're going to fish on the Anthony Hall Fishing Pier. He made reference to Beth White earlier. You know, there's a great quote from Beth White on the Beth White Overlook. You explore it, because if I tell you, you won't go. Yeah. Eventually, even on the sculptures that come up, I was talking to Anthony Chase the other day. His brother John was a dear friend of mine, and we're going to have one statue of a longhorn out here. And so I decided we're going to dedicate that to Zeb Poindexter, if you're from Sunnyside. Zeb Poindexter was the first African-American to come out of UT Dental School, early a black dentist, and in this neighborhood. John Chase built his office, by the way, but John Chase was actually the first black person to attend a public university in the South from that very famous case. Heman Sweat started later. L. Drewy Stearns, we were going to name the steps going up to the top of the hill on the other side after Heman Sweat, but then we decided we're going to do a bridge out at Dewson Park. A bridge connecting Dewson and Eisenhower, about an $8 million pedestrian and bike path to connect those two parks. We're going to name that after Heman Sweat. L. Drewy Stearns is a name lost to history. L. Drewy Stearns led the student sit-ins at Texas Southern University to integrate wine gardens, which eventually led to integrating restaurants and public accommodations in the city. A name lost to history. His nephew happens to work for us. He was telling me, are you gonna mention that? Where are you? L. Drewy's nephew Wade somewhere works around here somewhere for me, wherever he is. And the family, L. Drewy's family, a warm round of applause. And there will be others. Next event, we're gonna do something at another basin honoring Curtis Graves. We're gonna do that at 8 o'clock in the morning. And we have to do it during the summer because his daughter, Giselle Bryant, if you watch Somebody's Housewives, Potomac, and if you come, you got to sign this waiver because they're going to put it on TV, so I got to clean up my act when I'm out there. But you happen to be looking at us have this program under the Congressman Al Green Nature Pavilion. And he deserves it. I had no idea of where he would be in life, and really I made the decision even before he was able to get $1 million earmark, we don't call it earmark, community project for that trail. We had to go through the hoops. This is a year ago. I went through the hoops. I said, Congressman, I want to name something after you in this park. And he said, well, I'm not sure you can. You can't name that trail after me. And I got the money. I said, well, I'm not going to name the trail after you. You didn't ask me to do it. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to name after you. So we went through the legal hoops to get it. I met Al Green when I was working as a staffer for Congressman Mickey Leland. I heard of him when I was at Texas Southern, came out in '75, didn't really know him, but I really got to know him when he was running for mayor. And I was Mickey Leland's chief of staff at the time. When I went on city council, he and Howard and I were great allies on pushing the city, Anthony, if you recall, to have the MWBE policy that has still withstood the test of time, thanks to your great legal genius, Anthony, on getting that done. But I wanted to make sure that Al Green's place in history would remain intact. So would you please welcome to the podium Congressman, civil rights leader, icon, Alexander Green.
Thank you so very much, Councilman, Senator, Commissioner. He's held many positions, but the one that I cherish most is friend. Would you give my friend a very big expression of appreciation? Bigger than that, make it Texas size for the Honorable Rodney Ellis. Somebody should stand and make this official. Give him a big expression of appreciation, please. The Honorable Rodney Ellis, our Commissioner. And to the county judge, Judge, I would have you know I do perform weddings. To my dear friend Alma Allen, it is always a pleasure to be in your company. She has really made a difference in the lives of people. Give her a big expression for me, please. With my long and already been warned, I cannot speak with longer than 35 minutes. The Honorable Howard Jones. Friends, I want to salute you for being here today, if I may. This is a very diverse audience. I am confident that we the people have assembled here for a great occasion. So as we the people whose tax dollars have made this happen, Yes, your tax dollars. Would you give We the People a big expression of appreciation, please? And Rodney's eminently correct that we refer to each other on a first name basis. He is an honorable person, but we know each other personally. But I have to acknowledge my staff as well. So if you're on my staff and you can step over this way quickly, Rachel Rodriguez, Kobe, Crystal, come on over, please. All right. Tequila, Brian, Catherine. This is my team. This team has made a difference. With this team, we have been able to deliver. With this team, we have been able to deliver on an annual basis approximately $1 billion to our communities in this city. And this is Holiday. We call him Doc. And I want you to know, friends, I know that there's something that everybody is aware of, but nobody wants to say. I have been saying to people, I'm proud to be your unbought, unbossed, liberated Democrat. But I have to add something else to that now. Unbought, unbossed, unafraid, unelected, liberated Democrat. And as the OG, that's what they call me, the OG, I want you to know that I want to see our community united. We cannot let one election divide a community. We cannot do this. And I've had many inquiries from the press about what am I going to do. Well, first of all, it's not an end, it's a new beginning for me. But what are you going to do? Well, the first thing I'm going to do of note, Commissioner, is to have a unity event. I think that it is incumbent upon me to have a unity event. I think it is incumbent upon me to invite Congressman Menifee to the unity event. We have to work together. We can do a lot more together. I plan to do that, and I thank you. I thank you, Rodney. I thank everybody. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Isn't it wonderful that we live in a country where we can have our tax dollars returned to our community and build this great signature project so that people across the globe, when they come to Houston, Texas, will say, what about going out to the best side, sunny side? Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman. Thank you. Don't leave. We're going to do that ribbon cutting. Make sure you stay here 1 second. Just a few more. I can bring about Elma Allen first. I want to get my third grade teacher. You think I'm going to get a whipping? I mentioned on Thursday she should have beat me as a child because I was just so mannish. But Alma Allen was my third grade teacher at B.H. Grimes Elementary School. She decided not to run for the legislature again, but let me tell you, she was a powerhouse in that body. And I am just so proud and just so honored that we were able to name that bridge, which is a spectacular. It is clearly one of our most significant pedestrian bridges in Houston. It's worth walking around that corner and you look at it. It connects the other side of that bayou to this park. And so much of her life has been about connecting people, building bridges, and creating opportunities, even for an extremely mannish, precocious Rodney Ellis at Grimes Elementary School. Would you please welcome Dr. Alma Allen.
Good evening, everybody. This is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day put together by a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person. I met him when he was 8 years old, in the third grade. I was 21 and he was 8. But we've been together every milestone along the way. He was not mannish. He was very smart. And I knew then that he was going to be somebody special. But he was, my pride and joy. And he still is my pride and joy. And so, Rodney, today, for me, it's a day of thanksgiving. Things that community, not only for me, and you have already done many things for me, but not only for me, but for this community. And who would have thought? Who would have thought? And I tell teachers all of the time, you never know who's in your classroom. You never know what they're going to become and what they're going to do in your life. And so with that in mind, I want to say to you, cherish your teachers. You see how it's going now, don't you? And so you know what it's about, don't you? So stay woke. That's what I want you to stay woke. And to all of the other elected officials and friends and relatives, hey, Emma, relatives who are here today, I want to say thank you for coming. It's a special day, and don't miss the bridge. Don't miss the bridge. Every time I go up, I cry. All right, so I'm going up again today, and I'm going to cry. All right? Thank you very much.
To all of the teachers who are here, so Dr. Allen, I want you to know we're not just honoring you. That's important, but every teacher, because you really do impact so many people, and it matters so much. So we love you. We love you, teachers. So for the other people who are honored things in the park, we're going to do different deals on social media to encourage people to come out. You know, I mentioned Anthony Hall's pier, but it's very intentional. The art out here is a replica of a piece by John Biggers. The original is at the W.L.D. Johnson Library. I know who W.L.D. Johnson was because his picture was up at Grimes. He used to be a principal at Grimes Elementary School before Miss Sidney, when you and I got there, Dr. Allen. But 2000, that the first airport in America was named after an African American in New Orleans, Louis Armstrong. So we were well ahead of our time. So we're intentional. We want to make sure at Precinct 1 that we honor people that sometimes are lost to history. I mentioned Curtis Graves. So not only are we going to honor him, I think it's in June, but we're probably going to honor Laura Cruz, Anthony, who was the first Hispanic from Harris County to go to legislature. I read Curtis's